a divorced single dad, father of 5 kids. It can be tough raising kids today. Believe me, there are high times and low times. It comes with the territory. But in all my years of parenting, I try to give some good advice. Advice to those parents who are out there willing to listen. My name is Price Van Ray, and welcome to my show. Today we're going to be talking about supporting a child's dream. But first, I want to congratulate all the new parents out there. Boy, are you in for the time of your life. This is an exciting time and a great adventure, so cherish every moment. Now on with the show. So today we're going to be talking about supporting your child's dream. That's something that can be difficult, but easy at the same time. We always want to support our child's dreams. I mean, when we have children, we have dreams. We have dreams of what our child might be, what they might do in their life, where they could be 5, 10, 15 years from now. There's no way to know exactly who they're going to be, what they're going to be, or how their life is going to turn out. But one thing, rest assured, we must do, and that is support your child's dream. Because they have dreams of their own. They have the shoes they have to fill, they have to walk that path. And they need to know you are going to be there for them. So children are filled with dreams. I mean, from being an astronaut to being a nurse to being a fireman to being whatever they want to be. And the world is filled with so many occupations. It's unbelievable. They can pick and choose what they want to do. And nowadays, people can create their own jobs. I mean, who would have thought podcasting would be around nowadays? 50 years ago, there was no podcasting. But children, our children, the one you're going to have or have, they are going to have dreams. They're going to have ambitions. They're going to want to do things in life. That may not agree with you, or you may accept it and say, okay, I believe in it. But I do know one thing. We must support our child's dreams. If a child wants to save an ant to save the planet, they'll do that. You should say, okay, save that ant. I remember when my girls were younger, they would go to the end of the driveway and they'd start screaming at the top of their lungs. Home show in the afternoon. They would decorate themselves up. They'd put hair ties on their wrists and on their ankles. They'd put their hairs in 3 ponytails and put some makeup on and wear the most bizarre clothes. But I tell you, I never said don't do that. Their dream was to have a home show in the afternoon. And they were out there performing it, doing it, living their dreams. Now, I can only imagine what was going on in their head, what they thought they looked like, but I'm sure they thought they looked like $1 million. And they were having fun. They weren't getting in trouble. And this was the start of their dreams, fulfilling their dreams. We have to support their dreams. My kids' home shows, who would have thought 2 girls, my oldest girls, would do something like that? Now, like many other kids, at a young age, they want to have a little business. So what do? They have a lemonade stand. That's right. My kids had a lemonade stand. And they were selling their lemonade for, 50 cents a cup. It was delicious. And the neighbors all got involved, and some of them came over, gave them more than 50 cents. But you have to support a child's dream. So I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I was driving home, and on the side of the road, I saw a little girl with a table and some lemonade. And it was a hot day. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to pull over. I'm going to support this little girl and her dream. I gave her $1. I think the lemonade was probably $0.25. And it was so good. It was so good. I said, give me 2 more. And I gave her $5. I'm going to say it was one of the most delicious lemonades I've ever had in my life. And it was a hot day. So I didn't mind. And I also didn't mind supporting what she wanted to do. It's amazing what kids can do when they put their minds to it and all the dreams they have. Being an astronaut, that was one of my dreams. I remember as a kid, I said, I'd like to go up into space. I didn't fulfill that dream. I started doing something else. But I have a son. When he was younger, he wanted to play basketball. And right now he's doing it. He's a junior or senior in high school. And he's on the varsity team, and he loves it. Now, I always thought maybe because he was such a great runner when he was younger, I thought maybe he'd be in the Olympics because he was so fast. I'd never seen a kid so fast in my life. But no matter what it was, I supported his dream. My kids wanted to go to college, my girls. I never said you're not going to go to college. I said, maybe we'll find a way. Hopefully you can go. If you go to college, you're lucky. You're fortunate. But yes, sometimes things don't work out the way you want. But they were lucky enough to, so far, go to college. Two of my oldest ones graduated. My oldest one got her bachelor's. My second daughter got her master's. My youngest one's still going to college. You have to support their dreams. If that's their dreams, try to support it. Try to do as much as you can. Now, things may happen where you cannot support it, but that's a different story. As long as you try as a parent, you have to help support your child and their dreams. I remember back in high school, I was in sports. I did basketball. Now, I was never really good. I'm going to tell you, I sucked. And I was also never good at track. Never really good in sports, but I wanted to give it a try. And my mom was always there, driving me back and forth, making sure I did it. She supported me. She supported my dreams. Just like when I said I wanted to be an artist. She supported that. My mom's a master artist. She knows how to draw everything. I'm more of a cartoonist. But hey, I went to college, went for animation, graduated with a bachelor's, did my internship at Disney in studio production. I've done comic strips that have been in newspapers. I illustrate children's books that are mine. And my mom was always there to support my dream. She said, keep on going. My dad too. But my mom pretty much, head of a household. My mom, she got things done. My dad was more laid back. I remember when my daughter was younger, my oldest daughter, she wanted to do cheerleading. I supported that. I was a cheerleader at UMass when I was in college. But I wanted my daughter to do her cheerleading, and she loved it. She had some great memories. Had a great time. I had another daughter do softball. That was great. Another one did track, but you got to support them. Now, my dad, he was old school. He always wanted me to do sports. Now, I have a story when I was a cheerleader. A lot of my friends, they were built. So I kept telling them when I was in college, I said, how do you guys stay so fit? I never see you guys work out. Oh, you really want to know, they said? I said, yeah. Come with us. We're going to take you somewhere. So we went to the pool. I think it was the next day. And they said, get in the pool. I'm like, what? I thought maybe they were swimmers or something. But then, we got in the pool, and all these girls came out, and they were cheerleaders. And they said, we're cheerleaders. Well, why don't you give it a try? I had never thought about cheerleading, but I said, I'll give it a try. It was fun. You got to be in shape for that. You're lifting everybody. So you got to know how to dance. You have to know how to be in sync, clap. You have to have some rhythm. And I ended up doing that, I think, for a year. It was a great time. And I remember when I was at the first football game, I was the biggest guy on the field. And all the football players are running by the cheerleaders, and I was one of them. And they're just looking at me, looking up like, oh my God, look at the size of this guy. And then the coach came out, and he's walking by. He had a cigar in his hand, big belly. He's walking by looking at me saying, my God, boy, look at the size of you. Why aren't you playing football with the big boys? I said, I'd rather play with the girls. They don't hit as hard. I think we got another cheerleader that day from the football team. The UMass football players, they hit pretty hard. They get the job done. But I'll tell you, I had a great time, and my mom, my dad supported me. Said, be a cheerleader if you like it. I mean, after all, I was an art major too, so it's not like I could break my fingers. I need my fingers to draw. And I'm sure football players get plenty of broken bones. So then I went to Disney and did my internship in studio production. My parents supported me on that. I told them I wanted to work at Disney. I was offered a job at Disney University. But you know what? I wanted to have a family. My dream was to have children, get married, have a house, have my kids know my parents. Because I never really knew my grandparents, not all of them. You know, that was my dream. And then I made children's books. My mom supported that. I love drawing and creating children's books. They're so much fun. And one of the children's books I'm very proud of is called The Somebody Book. You see, when I wrote this book, it all started when I was working in a factory on third shift when I had my first child. Oh, those were tough days. First time I ever worked third shift, and it was really tough. Staying up all night. Factory work is not for everybody. But I was working at a machine and crying because the work was so hard. And I just said, I wish I was somebody. Then a little voice said, you are somebody. And that inspired me to write this book. So the book I'm going to read to you is called The Somebody Book. Here it is, The Somebody Book. There are many types of somebodies that no one ever sees, who paint the colors of rainbows for all of the world to see. There is someone who turns the sun on in the day so we can play. At night, someone turns it off for yet another day. Somebody makes the clouds that drift across the sky. They sit on top of a mountain far beyond the eye. Somebody puts the dreams inside of our heads at night. Sometimes the dreams are happy, sometimes they scare with fright. When we are scared with fright, somebody is always there to show how much they care. Your somebody could be a big stuffed teddy bear. Who makes all the sand on all the sandy beaches there? Somebody, that's who takes their time with care. There's somebody who snores the wind on a very windy day. So you better hold on tight, or you may get blown away. However, sometimes, only sometimes, somebody may not be around. You will look for somebody because you're lonely, but the somebody can't be found. But there is somebody waiting to meet you and play. For somebody can be a friend you can play with every day. Did you know that there's somebody who puts your shadow on the ground? You never hear them coming, for they don't make a sound. And who is that somebody in the mirror? You try to jump to the other side. Sometimes you play games with that somebody. Sometimes you try to hide. Does this somebody have a name? Of course they do. It could be Kelly, Beth, Matt, or Jeff. It could even be you. So remember, if you see something that somebody does, remember that it was made by somebody with lots of time and love. That somebody found their special knack in life that they can do. One day, you will do the same because you are somebody too. So remember, all you parents out there, always support your child's dreams. Who in a million years would have thought a young black child like me with a learning disability could graduate a college and a university, work at Disney doing an internship, write and illustrate and publish their own children's books, and have 2 podcasts that go all over the world, any time of the day, listened to by millions of people. Anyways, I want to thank you today for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new podcast is posted. Rate and review this podcast and share it with your family and friends. I hope that you're leaving with some great things to think about. Remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow is never promised, so don't go to bed angry at your child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, I will love you forever, Dad. See you next time here on Forever Dad.